All right, we're going to be starting off in our decimal unit with lesson 12. I can apply understanding of fraction equivalents to add tenths and hundredths. So if you want to look, we could do 3 tenths plus 4 hundredths. Well, you can't solve that, can you? Because the denominators are different. So in this lesson, we're going to try to see how we can change the one that has the tenths in it and turn it into the hundredths. So let's get started. All right, going back to 3 tenths and 4 hundredths. And how in the world are we going to solve that? Well, guys, there are going to be 3 different ways that I am going to show you how to solve 3 tenths plus 4 hundredths. And some of it can be taking a lot of time, but you're going to have to know those methods in order to solve some of the examples. If you're going to work in your workbook or online. So here we go. We're going to do 3 tenths and 4 hundredths. One way we can do it, so the first way I'm going to show you is using the famous place value chart. So I'm going to put the hundredths. Comes the tenths. Then we need to put that decimal. Right, that decimal, and then the one that's next to that is the ones, because then we're getting to the wholes. To the left of the decimal is the wholes, to the right is more of the fractions. Okay, so let's start placing these 3 tenths. So 3 tenths, I've got 1, 2, 3 tenths. 4 hundredths, 1, 2, 3, 4. So guys, every time I can cash in one of those tenths and put them in as hundredths. So if I take this 10 and I bring it over, I am making this into, cashing that 110 into a hundredths. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Do another one here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There, I cashed another one in, and our last one I'm going to cash in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, and there's my last one. So, how many hundredths do I have? Well, we've got 10, 20, and 30 hundredths plus the 4 up here. So this really becomes 30 hundredths plus the 4 hundredths, which gives us 34 hundredths. And that's what you all see right in this column, 34 hundredths. So over here, remember we had 30 because this becomes 1, this becomes 10, 20, and 30, and we're in the hundredths column, so that's how we got 30 hundredths. All right, now I'm going to show you the second method of how to solve 3 tenths and 4 hundredths. One way, again, is using the place value chart, and the second one is using the area model. So what we're going to do is we're going to show 3 tenths, and we're going to fill it up, show 3 tenths on our area model, and this is 3 tenths. Okay. But now what we have to do is show 4 hundredths. And I've colored in the 3 to show 3 tenths, and now I needed to show 4 hundredths. So basically, remember that one of these strips can then be cut into another tenths, which makes it hundredths. So we're taking one of these strips and we just cut it again into tenths, which makes it hundredths. So now we have to show 4 hundredths. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. So now let's look at all of it and say, well, how many hundredths do we have now? We've got 100, 100, 2 hundredths. So we got 30. This represents 30, and then what's left here is 4. So now we have 34 hundredths. So this whole area model represents 34 hundredths. This is 10, 20, 30. All right, so that's our second way. Now we also have a third way. And the third way is what I prefer. And it's kind of how I learned when I was younger. But again, you're going to need to know all three ways. So make sure you get comfortable knowing the three ways. But I'm going to show you another one. So let's write down the original problem. 3/10 plus 4 hundredths. Well, I need to look at the hundredths and say, what can I do to the tenths so I can get it into the hundredths? What can I do to this number right here? Well, I can multiply the top and the bottom. Remember, whatever we do to the bottom, we have to do the top and vice versa. So then it becomes 30 hundredths. See how that works now? Now we can add on the 4 hundredths and we can get it to 34 hundredths. So you can honestly say this one right here is what I prefer because it's quicker. And this is basically what I like to call the standard algorithm of how to figure out how to convert the 3/10 and making it into the hundredths. But you need to know using the place value chart like we did when we started with Unit 1 and knowing our place value and knowing your tenths and your hundredths place and stuff. And then you have your area model or the standard. So there's 3 different ways that you could do to solve this type of problem. Okay, our next example, we are going to be using the place value chart. And then we get these unit form over here where we have 2/10 plus 3 hundredths. And basically that looks like this, right? 2/10 plus 3 hundredths. So we got to get this tenths into a hundredths. And they're asking for the place value chart. So you can't use the standard algorithm the way I like to use it. But we have to show it through using place value chart. So let's place our 2/10. So I have 1, 2. How many hundredths? I have 3. 1, 2, 3. And now I'm going to get to cash this in to 100. And how many do I have? Well, I have 10. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Take the last one, cash it in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Very good. So now what I have is 20 hundredths. 20 hundredths. But I also had originally those 3 hundredths up here. So basically 2/10 plus 3 hundredths is equal to 23 hundredths. All right, our next one, 4/10 plus 11 hundredths, okay? Well, we're looking at this unit form now. And when we try to make it look, we're going to look at 4/10 plus 11 hundredths. And they want us to put it into hundredths. So how many tenths do I have? Well, I have 4/10. But like I told you in that way, or you can use a place value chart, but this is a standard way. And get to the hundredths, I'm going to multiply the top and the bottom by 10. And I'm going to get 40 hundredths. So in the unit form, we'd write 40 hundredths plus 11 hundredths, because that's what you had up here, added together gives us 51 hundredths. Again, I'm using the standard algorithm to figure this out, and we're doing that by multiplying the top and the bottom by 10. All right, our next one says 43 hundredths plus 6 tenths. Okay, so let's make our 43 hundredths plus our 6 tenths. This is the one that we're going to want to change so we can get into the hundredths. And this is all in unit form, this particular example. So let's take 6/10. And what do we have to do to the top and the bottom to get it to be in this hundredths? Well, we're going to multiply the top and the bottom by 10. Whatever I do to the bottom, I got to do to the top. And it becomes 60 hundredths. So in our first spot, we have 43 hundredths. That hasn't changed. Plus, how much did we just change it into? By using that standard algorithm. Got 60 hundredths, which gives us 103 hundredths. And again, if you looked at this one, this would be an improper fraction because it would look like this. Right? And in order to convert that, we would have to pull out those holes. And there's only one hole in that. And we're left with 3 hundredths. So this would be converted into one whole and 3 hundredths. This is one whole, and then what's left over is 3 hundredths. So 103 hundredths is equal to 1 and 3 hundredths, which would look like this as a decimal. 1 and 3 hundredths. All right, next one, 3/10 plus 7 hundredths. So just like we've been working on, we need to get this denominator 10 here and get it into 100, so then we're able to add it. And how we're going to do that is we're going to use the standard. 3/10, and we're going to multiply the top and the bottom by 10. We want to get that hundredth. And we get 30 in the numerator and 100 in the denominator. So now we can take 30 hundredths, add it with 7 hundredths, and we are going to get 37 hundredths. But we cannot leave it as that because in the directions we're being told that we have to make it into a decimal. So convert 37 hundredths into a decimal. We do not have a whole number, but 37 hundredths because the 7 is in the hundredths place. All right, our next one is 5/10 plus 53 hundredths. We want to make sure our answer is in decimal form. So just like we've been working on, we want to get this tenths and convert it into a hundredths. And we're going to do this by using the standard algorithm. So we're going to do 5/10, multiply the top and the bottom by 10 because we want to get that denominator to have 100. And the only way to do that is multiplying by 10. In the numerator, 5 times 10, we get 50. The denominator, 10 times 10, is 100. So we have 50 hundredths. So now we can take 50 hundredths and we can add it with 53 hundredths, and we're going to get 103 over 100. All right, now this fraction is improper, so we gotta pull out the holes. Well, there is only one hole in that improper fraction, and we're left with 3 hundredths. So we have one whole and 3 hundredths left over. But we can't leave a mixed number. We have to convert this into a decimal. So we have one whole and 3 hundredths. We do not have any tenths, but we do have 3 hundredths. So 5/10 plus 53 hundredths is equal to 1 and 3 hundredths. All right, another one, 4/10 plus 78 hundredths. Okay, so I'm going to repeat myself over and over again, but that's how we remember, right? Keep repeating something over again, because sometimes it just sticks to our memory. We're going to take this denominator of tenths, and we want to convert it into the hundredths. And how we're doing that is by the standard way. and we're going to take 4/10 and we're going to multiply it by the top and the bottom by 10 because we want to get that 100 in the denominator. So in the numerator we get 40. 10 times 10 in the denominator, 100. So now we've got 40 hundredths plus 78 hundredths. So then we get 118 hundredths. All right, by looking at this, though, you know it's an improper fraction. We cannot leave it like that. So what we must do is pull those holes out. And how many holes do we see in 118 over 100? Well, I only see one hole plus 18 hundredths that's left over. So how much do we have here? We have one hole and then 18 hundredths. But we cannot leave that as a mixed number because, like I told you earlier, they want us to make this and convert it into a decimal. So we have one holes and decimal 18 hundredths because the 8 is in the hundredths place. And our last one, given by my son, Cameron, but he spells his name a little different. His name is spelled. All right, so Cameron measured 65 hundredths of an inch of rainwater on the first day of April. On the second day of April, he measured 83 hundredths of an inch of rainwater. How many total inches of rainwater? How many total inches of rainwater did Cameron? I want my son to be telling us. Measured on the first 2 days of April. All right, so my Cameron, can you please tell us what we need to do? Well, he is telling you because we're asking for how many total, and it's telling us in the 2 days, we know that we're going to be adding. So 65 hundredths of an inch plus 83 hundredths of an inch. Now, it's cool. In the past couple of problems, we had to convert our tenths into hundredths. This way, we don't have to because the hundredths, the denominators are the same. So when we add those together, we get 148 hundredths. All right, Cameron, what do you say? Yep, I agree with you. This is an improper fraction. We are not allowed to leave improper fractions. So his advice to you guys is please pull out those holes. How many holes do we see? I see one. Cameron, do you agree? Yes. Okay, Cameron agrees. And we get 48 hundredths. All right, so this becomes one hole and 48 hundredths. The problem didn't ask us to convert it to a decimal, but I gave you a mixed number as an answer. Well, why don't we convert it just to practice? We get one whole and 48 hundredths of an inch. So that is how you solve it. Cameron, wonderful job. You deserve that special gummy worm drink. Haha, can't wait to see what you guys are gonna do next. Good luck on those next problems. Okay, our first one tonight, 98 hundredths plus 7 tenths. Give me the answer as a decimal. Now our second one, 27 hundredths plus 8 tenths. And I want to see your decimal as the answer. Again, practice using those place value charts, the area models, or if you're just comfortable using the standard way, then so be it. But I want my answer as a decimal. Congratulations! You were very successful in lesson 12 of their decimals. Keep up the great work. Have a great day, guys.